Well, first, I would say most of our public museums in the United States actually do not show how truly bad slavery was, because I think most Americans can't handle just the sheer agony, the sheer terror, the sheer violence it took to keep people enslaved their whole lives, laboring against their will, or to, most Americans can't really handle the agony of seeing children taken from their parents, or or seeing the amount of terror that was required to keep millions of people enslaved. And so that, to me, as an historian, is actually what's quite interesting about this notion that it shows it's this the way that the Smithsonian is presenting slavery.
I want you to listen, Professor, to what President Trump actually said. I remember this back in 2017 during his first term. He had just been elected president when he visited the National Museum of African American History and Culture here in Washington. Listen to this.
This museum is a beautiful tribute to so many American heroes. It's amazing to see. We did a pretty comprehensive tour, but not comprehensive enough. So Lonnie, I'll be back. I told you that. Because I could stay here for a lot longer, believe me. It's really incredible. This tour is a meaningful reminder of why we have to fight bigotry, intolerance, and hatred in all of its very ugly forms.
So what do you think, Professor? What do you think changed from then, back in 2017, to now?
So what changed is the problem. And so now this president is insinuating that the problem are those people who are trying to accurately render this nation's past. While back in 2017, the quote unquote problem was much more, was different. And I think, so the politics of the now, the politics, of this moment has been to essentially defend enslavers, has been to make it seem as if slavery wasn't that bad, to make it seem as if everyone was against slavery, when in actuality, most Americans who are anti-slavery were as rare and ridiculed as Americans today who are striving to be anti-racist.
Ibram X. Kendi, thanks so much for joining us, Professor of History at Howard University here in Washington.
Any thoughts on that?
Two-facing me.
Yeah, what happened between then and now?
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden, he want to shut it down.
But the thing is that he wants to control perception, right? They want to control the perception of reality, right? And that was such it makes America look bad, so they don't want that history coming out. They don't want the youth to learn that history, all right?
But that's only part of the museum. Because before the clip even came up, I thought about when I went to that museum, it's like 6 or 7 floors. You can't see the whole thing in one day, and unless you're moving real fast. And I'm hard pressed to think of where I saw some slavery. I spent so much time up there looking at Bootsy and James Brown's costumes and just all kinds of stuff.
The museum in Baltimore is better than, about the wax museum. The wax museum is better.
It's small, but it's detailed, right?
Yeah, this is just not.
But I think so much. That's our problem, because we allow them to tell us our history. When they do it, they sanitize it.
Right.
Now they'll show you 2 or 3 blacks there, like the rips on the back and different things like that. They'll show you the slave ship. But to actually go around like they did with the Jews and start interviewing through historical facts what's been going on, like they're not gonna do that. And it's the same thing. Like, as much as I don't like to say it, but it's the same thing now with this thing in Gaza, in Palestine. Don't tell me about a handful of people that you have. You just committed in 2 months over 60,000 murders. when the children came out, you shot them like in the back of the head.
They were sniping.
Yeah, sniping. They had snipers out there lined up so that everybody started running. So unless we can tell our own history, we don't need to, to hear Trump or nobody else. And if you accept it, like I said, if you want to know how much people will accept, watch what they gonna do. So that's our problem.
He doesn't want the youth of America to know about slavery.
Okay.
He doesn't want those immigrants coming in knowing about slavery, what they did. I mean, you even look back during World War II, right? They rounded up who? Japanese. They put them in internment camps. And then later on, they gave them reparations for it, right? But the thing is this, how did they know where all those Japanese citizens were at? Anybody know? Census. You get all your information about your household, and you do that census, right?